Hello everyone. Continuing with the chapter Nutrition and Health, the next important nutrient is minerals. Last time we have finished vitamins. The two classes were there, fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. So now minerals. Now there are near about 24 mineral substances which are mainly obtained from food. They are widely distributed in various food articles. So, if we take food properly, well and balanced diet, if we are taking, then we get these minerals in sufficient amount that are needed by the body. Now, these mineral salts are very essential for maintenance and growth of the body. Like whatever our teeth are there, bones, tissues and muscles, blood, nerve cells. In all these cases, minerals play important role. Now first we will concentrate on general functions as each and every mineral has got its own important specific function also, but the general functions are that they maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. So, fluid balance of our body is maintained with the help of minerals, blood formation, building healthy bones, maintaining healthy immune system. Now, transmission of messages. So, whatever the transmission of nerve impulses are there through nervous system, that is, for that also minerals are necessary. Then in our body, digestion, metabolism, that is conversion of one thing into another form. For that minerals are needed. Then all these nutrients in the body, they are utilized in the presence of minerals. Then the vitamins, as we have studied, so they are also absorbed in the body in presence of minerals. For example, calcium is needed for vitamin C, zinc is needed for vitamin A, magnesium for vitamin B complex, and selenium for vitamin E. So these are some of the general important functions of minerals. Now, classification of minerals. Minerals also are categorized into two main groups. One is major minerals and other are trace minerals. You will see two classifications. Major minerals means which are needed in amount greater than 100 milligram per day. They are also called macro minerals. Now, the examples of macro minerals are calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine. These are main major minerals. Micro minerals, trace minerals, they are required in the diet in amount lesser than 100 milligram per day. They are also called micro minerals. For example, copper, manganese, zinc, selenium, cobalt, iodine. Now, some of the important minerals individually we will cover. First, we will start with the major minerals, macro minerals. Now, in major minerals, first is calcium. Now, we will cover these minerals individually, their sources, functions, and deficiency diseases also. So, first is calcium. Now, calcium is one of the most important mineral of our body. It forms near about 2% of the body weight, out of which 99% is found in bones. Now, the main important sources of calcium are milk, cheese, sardines, salmon, some dark green leafy vegetables also, dried beans and fruits. Some of the fruits are also containing calcium. Then important functions of calcium are development of bones and teeth, transmission of nerve impulses, blood clotting, normal heart beating, normal muscle activity. These are important functions of calcium. Now, the daily requirement of calcium is in adults zero point 0.5 to 1 gram. Now, children's pregnant and lactating mothers need more calcium intake as compared to adults. Now, deficiency diseases are the deficiency of calcium leads to poor development of bones and teeth. Osteoporosis, that is thinning of bones, osteomalacia in adults, rickets in children, and delayed blood coagulation, retarded growth, poor tooth, and bone formation. These are some of the important deficiency disorders of calcium. Next is phosphorus. Now, phosphorus is contained in every cell of the body. This is necessary for development of bones and teeth, maintains normal pH of the blood. It is the constituent of all body cells, isn't it? Now, the important sources are milk, cheese, lean meat, poultry, fish, whole grain cereals, legumes, nuts. These are the rich sources of phosphorus. It is also present in almond, spinach, potato, egg yolk. The daily requirement of phosphorus is 1.5 gram. It increases in pregnancy. Now, deficiency disorder of phosphorus is poor tooth and bone formation. There may be softening of bones, then dental caries, that is, caries in the teeth, weakness, anorexia, that is, loss of appetite, general malaise, that is the weakness. Next is potassium. Now, potassium is also very essential for life as it helps in maintaining pH of various body fluids. Then it also helps in contraction of muscles, maintenance of fluid balance, as I said, transmission of nerve impulses, then regular heart rhythm and cell metabolism is another function of potassium. The important sources we will see it is found in almost every type of food in oranges, banana, dried fruits, vegetables, legumes, milk, cereals, meat. The daily intake of potassium varies from 5 to 7 grams. The excess is excreted in urine. Now, deficiency disorder of potassium, hypokalemia, muscle weakness, confusion, abnormal heartbeat. There may be some toxic effects if deficiency or other than we can say that the minerals or vitamins, their deficiency as well as their excess also can give rise to diseases. So here excess of potassium will give rise to hyperkalemia, then potentially life threatening irregular heartbeats, that is due to excess amount of potassium. Then the next element we will see sodium. Now sodium is also essential for life as it occurs in all tissues and body fluids. It is found in many foods and is also added to food during cooking. So our table salt we can say, isn't it? That is the sodium chloride, isn't it? So table salt, then beef, eggs, poultry, milk, cheese, then sauces. The moderate amount is also found in bread and vegetables. It is found in processed food also. Now the daily intake varies from 5 to 20 grams of sodium. The main functions of sodium are in maintenance of fluid balance, transmission of nerve impulses, acid base balance, muscle contraction. Deficiency of sodium may give rise to nausea, exhaustion, muscle cramps. There may be toxicity effects also, that is the side effects we can say if increased amount of sodium is there, like hypertension and edema. So many people they suffer from high blood pressure due to the quantity that they are taking of sodium may be more. So many people have a habit of taking table salt, isn't it? Additionally, so they suffer from hypertension, isn't it? Due to high intake of sodium. The high intake of sodium is also harmful in the people who are suffering from heart diseases and kidney failure also. Now we will concentrate on micro minerals, trace minerals, and in that few important we will discuss. The first one is iron. Now iron is essential for formation of hemoglobin in red blood cells. It is acting as a oxygen carrier to the lungs and tissues, transports oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then hemoglobin formation, it is a component of cellular enzymes essential for energy production. So it plays a role in catalysis of enzymes also. Now the main sources of iron we will see muscle meat, poultry, shellfish, liver, legumes, dried fruits, whole grains or enriched breads and cereals, green leafy vegetables, molasses. These are the rich sources of iron. Now, cooking in iron utensils. So, the utensils in which we cook food, if they are iron containing, so they may also contribute significantly in the supply of iron. The daily requirement of iron is 15 milligram, but in women, the requirement of iron is more due to loss of blood in menstruation, that is monthly cycle, and also in pregnancy and lactation the requirement in case of females is more. Now deficiency disorder is iron deficiency anemia. So, deficiency of iron leads to anemia. Anemic persons are more susceptible to infections, and this iron deficiency is the major cause of premature births and large number of neonatal deaths. The next micromineral important one is iodine. So iodine occurs in all tissues and fluids of the body. It is essential constituent of thyroid gland. So in our body in HAP you will learn about the various glands in our body. So it is the constituent of thyroid gland where it is required for formation of hormone thyroxine, which is needed for regulating the metabolism. Now the mineral salt is the source of iodine, because nowadays whatever the salt we get, that is iodized table salt, isn't it? Iodized table salt is used to supply the additional quantity of iodine needed by the body. The daily requirement of iodine in adult person is 0.15 to 0.30 milligram. Now functions, we have seen that in basal metabolic rate it plays important role. So regulation of metabolism, isn't it? That is the function of iodine. Now if deficiency of iodine is there, so that will give rise to hypothyroidism. That means we have seen that iodine is needed for formation of thyroid hormones, thyroxine. If deficiency is there, thyroxine hormone will not get formed in the body, and that will give rise to deficiency of thyroxine hormone, that is called hypothyroidism, which give rise to these three main diseases like goiter meaning in Marathi galaganda. So the person who are deficient of iodine, goiter is formed, there is enlargement in the neck region. So this goiter is a common health problem almost throughout the India, especially in sub-Himalayan region. Therefore, the government is supplying iodized salt for eating purposes, isn't it? So that the people may get iodine through common salt for eating purposes. Then other disease is cretinism. So you may see the symptoms of cretinism in child, and myxedema, that is another deficiency disorder of iodine. Next is zinc. Now, zinc is a component of many enzymes. It is required for synthesis of insulin in pancreas, isn't it? Therefore, where zinc plays important role, you can see in the slide. It is important to immune resistance, then wound healing, reproduction, digestion, physical growth, then diabetes control. So it is required for synthesis of insulin. So insulin hormone regulates sugar level in our body, isn't it? So in diabetes control also zinc plays a role. Then in taste and smell, then maintaining normal vitamin A levels, and it acts as a cofactor for more than 70 enzymes. Now, deficiency of zinc. Or before that, we will see the daily requirement of zinc, that is 10 to 15 milligram, which is provided by human diet. Then it is found in meat, fish, and milk. Meat, fish, and milk. Now, deficiency of zinc leads to retarded growth, that is poor growth. Then there may be rashes on the skin, hair loss, diarrhea, delayed sexual maturation, that is, we can say impaired sexual functions also, impotence, sterility. So, all these three deficiency disorders we can just write on one line, that is impaired sexual function, loss of appetite, and reduced sense of taste and smell. These are deficiency disorders of zinc. Then the other important micro mineral we will see, that is copper. Now about 10% dietary copper is absorbed mainly in the duodenum. Now copper is present abundantly in coca leaves, oyster, then chocolate powder, isn't it? So deficiency of copper, the name of the disease is called Wilson's disease. So when abnormal copper metabolism is there, it gives rise to Wilson's disease. Then the deficiency of copper may give rise to hepatic cirrhosis and brain necrosis also. It may damage kidneys, hasn't it? Now, hepatic cirrhosis and brain necrosis you can understand from this slide. You will see the normal liver and the cirrhosis of the liver, that is, the liver cells get damaged, isn't it? So, in another figure, you will see the liver cirrhosis. Similarly, normal brain and brain necrosis. Necrosis means damage of brain cells. So some of the brain cells gradually they get damaged. That is brain necrosis. This is because of copper deficiency. Now the next part. Now here we finish up all the important the nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, isn't it? Water is also important, that also we will discuss. But before that, we will see what is balanced diet, isn't it? Now, first of all, we must know that what is diet. The food taken by human beings is called diet, isn't it? Now, a balanced diet means what? A daily diet should provide all nutrients in the right amount. Such a diet is called balanced diet, or the diet which contains adequate amount of all essential nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals and vitamins sufficient for normal growth and development of the body is called balanced diet. So balanced diet helps to grow, function properly and remain healthy, isn't it? So in this slide you see that how our food that we eat, that must contain all these essential nutrients, isn't it? So carbohydrates, fats, sweets, vegetables, fruits, proteins, isn't it? Now, no single food can provide us all essential nutrients needed by our body in adequate amount. So, we have to choose number of food items which are taken together to provide all nutrients. Now, the various constituents of balanced diet are the carbohydrates and fats, isn't it, which provide energy, isn't it? Then proteins, which provide growth and development of the body, repair of damaged tissues, because till the age of 18 to 20 years of age, the body grows and many need protein filled foods. It also helps in healing injured parts. Then vitamins and minerals also have got important role. Vitamins needed in the diet to catalyze certain chemical reactions. Then minerals help the body to form blood, bone, teeth and regulate body functions. Now, this is the composition of balanced diet. Now, many a times the question is asked that describe composition of balanced diet, or what is the composition of balanced diet. So, this will be the answer. In table form, you have to give the name of the nutrients that will provide the they will perform the important functions in the body. So this is the composition of the diet that we must take. If it is a balanced, it will contain following constituents like cereals 400 gram, pulses 50 to 85 gram, then oil and ghee 57 gram, leafy vegetables 114 gram, other vegetables 85 gram, root vegetables 85 gram, fruits 85 gram, milk products 284 grams, then sugar and jaggery, that is good, 57 gram, non-vegetarian diet if people are taking, so that must be 85 gram, eggs 1 to 2 eggs, water according to the need of the person, salts and condiments according to the taste. So there is no universal rule for balanced diet. It can be changed according to the taste, culture and local and seasonal availability of the food articles. It may affect the climatic condition, also may affect on availability of the food articles. Now the other part is about the diet for infants and childrens. So the question is asked ki what is the importance of breastfeeding, or explain the importance of breastfeeding. So you must be able to write down that the dietary need of infant below age of 6 months are fulfilled from mother's milk. Now, near about 600 ml daily, there is a secretion of breast milk by nursing mothers during first 6 months of lactation. So, this amount of milk is quite sufficient to meet the needs of infant. The mother's milk is quite nutritional. It is having full nutritional value. It contains sufficient antibodies to provide immunity to the child, isn't it? Many more advantages are there. So breastfeeding is the feeding of infant or young child with breast milk directly from female human breast. So it must be offered every 2 hours in the first few weeks. We can say that the first 6 months are very important for the infant, and only mother's milk must be given, which is the best food for infants. Now the advantages of breastfeeding is it is a natural food for the full term infant, isn't it? And during first year, in that also the first 6 months, this mother's milk is the appropriate diet, we can say, for the infant. Now it is always available at proper temperature, requires no preparation time. It is fresh and free of contaminating bacteria. Now, here you must understand that it is free from harmful bacteria, as the bacteria is present in the cow's milk or buffalo's milk. So, therefore, we always boil cow's milk and buffalo's milk to destroy and kill all the germs and harmful bacteria. But mother's milk is free from harmful bacteria, so there is no any chance of gastrointestinal disturbance in case of breastfed babies. And also mother's milk is easily digested. So that is the importance of mother's milk, breast milk. If question is asked, so this much description is sufficient. Then the diet of pregnant and lactating mothers. Now, when the females are pregnant, so their requirement is also increased because the nursing mothers have to nourish herself as well as the growing fetus. The need of the various nutrients depend upon the general health, stage of pregnancy, weight and daily activities. In addition to balanced diet, the pregnant women should take adequate amount of proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, especially iron, calcium, phosphorus and iodine, which are needed to perform various functions such as formation of blood and bones for the developing baby in the uterus. She also needs extra doses of vitamins for the baby. High intake of protein is also essential during second half of pregnancy, which will be helpful for proper development of the baby and also help in promoting lactation. Then nutrients requirement during lactation. So lactating mothers also need special diet to take care of their additional requirements for feeding the baby. The baby gets proteins and other essential nutrients from mother's milk. She needs diet rich of proteins, calcium and vitamins. The protein should be from animal origin in the form of milk, eggs, fish and meat. Now, infants require higher amount of vitamin A and B complex. So, mother's diet should contain higher amount of these vitamins for supply to infants in breast milk. Now, through mother's milk, vitamin C and D cannot be provided. So, the cod liver oil and orange juice should be provided, and that must be taken by lactating mothers. A nursing mother should take lot of milk. This will provide sufficient proteins, calcium and vitamins to the baby who will grow and develop as a healthy baby. The next is water. Now, apart from all other uh, nutrients, water is also important for our body. It is also the constituent of food for all living bodies. A man can live without food for number of days, but in the absence of water, it is impossible to survive beyond few days. Human body contains about 70% of water. All tissues, organs and bones contain water. Now, daily minimum 10 to 12 glasses of water should be taken. Now, there are so many important functions of water in our body. So here you can see how the body needs water for performing so many important functions. So, water is the important constituent of various body fluids like blood, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid. Then it is needed for regulation of body temperature. So, through skin, when sweating is there, so that loss is made up by drinking water. Then evaporation of uh, water is taking place through lungs also, isn't it? Then this water acts as a vehicle for digestion purposes, like whatever the food is getting digested, metabolism is taking place there, water plays important role. Then for excretion also, so the waste matter that is getting excreted from the body, for that also water is needed. Now the excretion is taking place from the body in the form of urine, in the form of sweat, breath, milk in lactating mothers, and through feces also. Then transportation of nutrients, in there also water plays important role. Then waste products are excreted from the body. Then in building and repair of body tissues, there also the uh, water plays important role. Then lubrication of joints, isn't it? There also water plays important role. So the water requirement that may vary from person to person and depending upon the atmospheric temperature, isn't it? And the work that is performed by the individual. Also, the requirement may change from one season to another also. But a normal healthy person must drink at least 10 to 12 glasses of water, and it is estimated that at least 2 to 3 liters of water must enter into the body, isn't it? In the form of plain water, in the form of food, cold drinks, and all that. Therefore, to keep the body healthy, plenty of water must be taken daily. So, here the chapter nutrition and health is over. Now, already the questions of this chapter I have shared with you on the group. So, whatever the important questions are asked till now in the examination, so that I have given you, you can complete the notes in the form of question answers, isn't it? Here, almost whatever the contents of the chapter are there, they are finished. So, complete your notes in the form of question answers, and next time we will continue with some other topic. Thank you.